10:23 a.m. on the 14th day of September, Wednesday, Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. And I must say that Compton's encyclopedia that was published in 1957 is extremely well written. Extremely well written. It is beautiful. You people did a superlative job. What article were you reading today? The article on William Shakespeare. My, what coverage, what magnificent coverage. They were very careful to list what they knew as fact, what they knew as some people said, and what they knew to be not fact. And what a grand life he had and the glory that he had in contrast to the other poets and artists who had very difficult lives, like Charles Dickens and Sir Walter Raleigh. Do you mean Sir Walter Raleigh? Yesterday, Phil, Eddie, and Amy Diamond, over the past month, have done a segment on the 46 boxes in the what we call the electronics bench. It is the storage, the prime storage, the most important storage of the Glendora Franklin Museum, and it is located exclusively in the Happy House 3. None of it is in the museum storage unit, the 1954 trailer. And they listed what is in each box. Well, it's done. It was done yesterday. Tremendous accomplishment. And in doing so, Phil found the first of Franklin's book of newspaper articles he wrote in his career as a reporter. First for the Springfield Union in Massachusetts, 10 years, and next 27 years on the Buffalo Evening News. And these beginning articles of Franklin are so enticing. They're so beautiful. His first article that he wrote was a tremendous flood in North Adams, Massachusetts. 50 people left homeless. And many houses destroyed. And I found every one of his articles written in that period in 1949 to be of great human interest. Okay, I found them to be of great human fascination, the things that happen in this world. Another highlight is that Amy and Glendora finished the work at 5 p.m., 2 hours early. Does that ever show that the work is up to date? Indeed it does. Another highlight was a visit by Lori Donegan. And together, and when before Lori came, I said, Lori, this is not going to be a talk session. We're going to work. And the work that we chose to do was the last job of the day, the World Book Encyclopedia. We are up to volume P for Paul, and we're up to page 590, so forth. And I was particularly interested in reading about sewage and plumbing and the wonders and the glories that we all have to be thankful for. I've wondered many, many times how the people in the Roman days and in the days of Jesus Christ took care of the sewage. How did they stay clean? Lori told me that up in Burden Lake they have an advanced system that's even more advanced than what's in Nassau Village. But Lori had a head cold. She was coughing. She coughed several times from the throat. She should not have come, although I respect her very much for keeping her appointment. But I kept a paper towel at my nose and at my throat and at my mouth all times. And I asked, and when Lori left from 5 o'clock, she was here 4 to 5, I asked Amy to wash out her nose and hands and eyes with the hot water as she can get it. And we do have lovely hot water in this Happy House 3. Thank you, owner, for that. Always the hot water has been good. Back up about Lori Donegan. She and her husband and her son and the son's girlfriend drove 800 miles from Nassau to Nova Scotia in one day. Her husband is a pilot for American Airlines. It must have been very strange of him to cover 800 miles on land when he's used to covering 800 miles in the air. But they had a family reunion of 17 people. And they were up there about 11 days. And I respect them for that. They have it every year. So they would have driven down the Massachusetts Pike to Springfield, across the state of Massachusetts to Boston, 495 going north to Portland, and then going north to Bangor, and then going north to Holton. And at Holton, they didn't go to Presque Isle, which would have been straight north. They veered off to the east at Holton and got into Canada that way, and then there was another 3 or 4 hours. She brought me back a piece of seaweed that is very popular in that part of Nova Scotia. And it was a very interesting flavor. And she used to eat it as a child. Her mother gave it to her. Very, very interesting. And it made the 104th vegetable fruit, edible, that Glendora likes to list in her memory of 104 edible and delicious vegetable fruits. Now, Amy left work an hour earlier, and I said, Amy, you do not have to leave work an hour earlier. I will stay up with you. But she wanted to go, and I think what was in the back of her mind was that cold germ. But she wanted to get home as soon as fast as possible in her own home and wash. And you notice today I don't have the cold germ. The head cold germ. Very nice day. Bible passage. All things are possible to God. All things are possible to love. I believe that. I believe that God is everything there is. God, love, is everything there is. I believe all things are possible through love. I have no doubt about that in my mind. All things are possible through love. Take, for instance, getting all this work done. Being behind for months, but then finally persevering through love. And love of my staff of 32 people, coming and going, that through their love, our mutual love, that we succeeded. The work is up to date. How many people can say that? Everything that this conscience told Glendora to do is done. Has been brought to an issue of full success. What challenge do we face now? A renewal for our TV show in Norwalk, and it seems to me, Mitch Menard, you could be a little more helpful about that. I am writing now the mayor of Norwalk, asking him if he will sign the papers, sign the application for my program to be in Norwalk. The whole thing is a hoax and a sham from the beginning. We don't need a shiner. We do not need a signer. I started to say we don't need a there was no statutory authority for it, is what I meant to say. And there isn't. And the whole thing is illegal. But that's the last one. We talked to Doug Heron in Litchfield, Torrington, for a long time, and he felt very guilty having not returned over 30 of Glendora's telephone calls. And so he asked for a little more time on the phone. Could I stay on the phone a little longer with him? And I was happy to do so. That's Connecticut. What's a hymn? God of our fathers, whose almighty hand leads forth in beauty all the starry band of shining worlds in sky, of shining worlds through splendor from the sky. Hello?
Hey, Glendora, it's Phil Andy.
Is this Phil?
This is Phil, yep.
Oh, hi, Phil. How are you this morning, dear?
Hi, I'm doing good. I just wanted to call and let you know that I sent an alert on my phone for when your library book was due, and it's off today, so it's due today.
Thank you very, very much. We did take care of it yesterday, honey, and we have until October the 24th.
Good, good.
Now that...
Well, for October 24th. Good.
Yes, now, Phil, that's 90 pages. Do you think we will make it?
Yes.
Yes, I do, because we read 10 pages a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can definitely attend tonight.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Before then.
That was very, very nice of you to call me about the alert.
You're welcome.
What are you going to do today, Phil?
What am I doing today?
Yes.
Still waiting on word from my mom as to what she needs this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Lunch this afternoon.
And
But, yeah.
and what did
Shopping
you
yesterday.
repeat?
I did the shopping yesterday.
Yes, I want to hear about that.
It went pretty good. Walmart was all out of the vegan pizzas. And they, I did get a folding chair. Towels. I got almost everything on the list I was able to find. So.
And what's the folding chair like?
Well, you said to get something colorful. and they only had two kinds. They had a gray and a black.
Yes.
Black was very black, and it was shiny, and I thought that was kind of colorful. So,
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. And it's a metal one such as the one I have now.
yes, all metal.
Well, that's a good one. What else did we buy?
Paper towels. Got more paper towels. Needed that. I saw a diet cheesecake, vegan cheesecake, on sale, so I thought you might like to try that if you haven't tried it already.
Oh, very good.
Meatballs and chicken nuggets from Impossible. So they're vegan chicken nuggets and vegan meatballs.
Those are the ones I like so much.
Oh, these are new from Impossible brand.
Oh, something new.
Yeah, something brand new.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, the rest of the items on the list. I got you some oat milk to try to see if you like it, and it's a creamy oat milk.
Yes, I like it.
Uh,
I do like it. Uh-huh.
Good.
It comes in chocolate and vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you
And there's
got...
so many different companies with it now, too.
So I'm glad you bought vanilla. Oh,
Oh, yes, I know you don't like chocolate.
that's for sure, yeah.
Mm.
Well, gee, thank you for that report. And I can look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Tomorrow morning. Yep.
I think Amy went home. We finished the work at 5 o'clock. And Amy
Right.
stayed until 6 o'clock. And then she decided to leave an hour early. So would you like that hour tomorrow added on to your 9 to 12 and go to 9 to 1?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I can do that.
Well, thank you for everything, Phil.
You're welcome.
Now, I have to tell you a joke, right?
Oh, yes.
A man was very close to dying. We all knew that he didn't have much longer to be with us. But he was home. He was not in a nursing home. And his wife baked a batch of cookies. And he leaned over and he took a couple of them. And she said, "Don't eat those. I need them for the funeral." Isn't that terrible? Okay, Phil. Thank you so much for your call. I love your telephone calls.
Oh, no problem. But you have a wonderful day today.
Yes, indeed, through the mercy and grandness of God, honey.
Yeah.
And love. Bye-bye, dear.
Bye-bye.
God of our fathers, whose almighty hand leads forth in beauty all the starry band of shining worlds in splendor through the sky, our grateful song before thy throne arise. Word. Word. Abundant. Abundance. Overflowing fullness. Ample sufficiency. Of what? Our favorite, love. Helping others. When all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is what? How did we treat others? Joke. The Baptist minister would go see his flock every Wednesday. "Father John, I have not seen you in church for a long time." Father John says, "I can't go to church. All I got is this farming gear. I can't wear that to church." Next Wednesday, the Baptist minister appeared with a lovely suit of clothing. But come Sunday, Farmer John was not in church. The Baptist minister said, Farmer John, I was appalled that you were not in church Sunday. And Farmer John says, well, those clothes you gave me were so nice, I thought I could go to the Episcopal Church. So, Franklin, we enjoy immensely reading your articles. From the very first article you wrote after you got out of Boston University, School of Journalism, School of Communications, Department of Journalism, where President Marsh said, would the audience please remain seated until the dignitaries on the stage pass out? President Marsh or Marshall? You heard about the college president who was relieved of his duties by the Board of Trustees. And in his final speech before the Board of Trustees, he said, I depart from this position the same way I entered it, fired with enthusiasm. I wonder how our college freshman is doing at Geneseo, the State University of New York at Geneseo. Do you know it's 3.5 hours from here to there? That's a schlep, as they say in Brooklyn. That's a schlep. It's 225 miles from Albany to Rochester. The state of New York is immense. What other interesting things happened? Phil took Glendora outdoors into the beautiful sunshine, and we sat, and with the walker, it's just this big a step. How many steps? It must be 300 or 400. But just these tiny steps, and Phil is so good at saying, to the left a little more. Now go straight, 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 turn right, just a little. And now you're coming to the threshold. Put the walker over the threshold, down onto the stoop, the concrete stoop. Now, I'm holding on to the walker and I'm in front of you, so that if you fall forward, I can catch you. And bring down your right foot onto the over the threshold and onto the stone stoop. And now bring your other foot down. Now stand steadily, leaning toward the walker, and I'll put the chair behind you. And then sit into the chair. Beautiful. All these old age facts I storing up on this video for those of you who are going to make 94 years old. No doctors, no medicine, no hospitals. It's a day of health, the heart good and strong, no strokes, no accidents, no injuries, no falling. Therefore, no doctors, no hospitals, no medicine. Stayed safely in the Happy House 3 and safely in the sanctuary when we weren't doing 12 hours work. Is it 12 hours? No, it's more than that. It's 5 to 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's 12 hours. And then in the sanctuary from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Yeah. I guess that's it. Bible passage, hymn, and joke, and word. Come thou all happiness, helping the world we go, caring and sharing. Happy, all glorious, or all victorious, gone is the selfishness, ego is out.